Hi everybody, welcome back to the latest edition of the Fargo Force Show. Our guest this week is Force defenseman Evan Bell from Livonia, Michigan, a suburb right outside of Detroit. It's Evan's second year with the Force. Last year you played 57 games, 1 goal, 9 assists. This year in 15 games, you already got that goal. You knocked off that early, and 3 assists as well. Tell me a little bit about just being back for the second year and kind of your improvement from first year with the Force in the USHL to the second year now.
It's a lot easier, especially playing under Carey, a hard coach. It's just an easier step, not so much pressure on you. Go out and have fun every day, so it's nice to be back.
And how about physically? I mean, are you just physically stronger and more prepared, better this year than you were last year?
I'd say I came in great shape, but I'd say more mentally. It was a more mental sharpness.
Okay.
You knew what he was expecting. It was easy step, just to come right back in, have fun.
Now, as a defenseman, what would you say your strengths are? What are the areas that you really are good at?
My strengths are definitely my skating. I'm a good skating defenseman. I like to get my first pass out of the zone, and that's jump up in the play. That'd be my strengths.
And how about areas that you've kind of worked on over the past year that you're really focusing on, try to improve, you have to get better at?
Yeah, I really focus on my D zone, just to maintain my guy in the zone and keep an easy defenseman side of the game.
Is that something that comes mentally to just understanding how to keep it easy and understanding what your role is? Is that hard sometimes for a defenseman?
Sometimes, because you want to do too much and you got to keep it easy and just make sure it's the right side of the game instead of doing too much and trying to do not your job.
What is a mentality kind of a defenseman? Is it? I mean, do you guys worry about scoring at all? Do you think about scoring at all, or you just worry about kind of your end? I mean, tell me, get inside give us an insight inside of the head of a defenseman.
Well, that's a hard question. There's two sides of the defenseman. There's one that, like Eric Carlson, that always wants to be a forward, jump up in the play, and then there's a easier defenseman that wants to stay back and make sure he doesn't make mistakes. So there's two sides. I'd like to say I'm the one that wants to get up and play. I want to be the fourth forward. And I like that role. How
do you balance that? I mean, is that something that you just kind of learn? You know when to kind of push up a little bit and when not to? Is that just kind of from experience?
It just comes, yeah, exactly. It comes from experience, and you can kind of see the play in front of you, so you know when it's the time to go and when it's time to stay back.
All right. Well, you're part of the Force special teams. You on both the penalty kill and the power play. And I want to specifically talk a little bit about that because the Force have been fantastic about it. Let's take a look at a graphic and show the Force in the penalty kill are #1 in the entire USHL in penalty kill, 97%. That's fantastic. The next closest is Dubuque at 92%. And the Force are also fantastic in the power play, top 4 as well there, 17%. Evan, you're on both those teams. As you look at those numbers, I mean, how is that? How are you guys doing that? Why are you guys able to be so successful? Let's start with the penalty kill side.
Penalty kill, because it's hard work. It really is. It's just constantly doing the exact same thing every time we go out there. And it's nice to know we have a great penalty kill coach, Byron Poole. Helps out any kind of question you need, he'll answer it for you. So it's nice to have that.
And how about on the power play side? You guys are doing well as well on that side.
Power play it's a hard side of it, but yeah, we are doing good in that.
What's behind the power play? Because I know last year I think the Force struggled a lot. Is it just knowing where to be more? You guys got a few more guys that kind of have a knack for putting the puck in the net. What is it with the power play?
Yeah, I think we have a couple more skill guys this year. Last year we were a very hardworking team. This year we're more of a skill team. So it's nice to have a little more skill on the front side to just get a little more goals.
And is the penalty kill just hard work? I mean, is that all it's about, or is there something a strategy type to it?
Well, there's definitely systems involved, but it's mostly hard work.
All right. Well, the Force are 4-1 in their last 5 games. Best stretch of the season so far. Since our last show, they played 4 games. They've gone 3-1. So let's get you caught up a little bit on how that has gone so far. On Friday, November 4th, the Force played their only home game of the stretch versus the Lincoln Stars at Shields Arena. First period, Lincoln gets the scoring started. Ethan Frank slides it home near side. It's 1-0 Stars. Less than 3 minutes later, though, Odin Tufto waits, then finds Michael Graham, who makes a great deke move around the defenseman before scoring. 1-1 after 1. Second period, Lincoln's Jake Nielsen would score and the Stars would be back on top 2-1. It stayed that way until the third when Fargo's Jack Adams went to work. First behind the net, and this somehow goes in. Let's take another look at it. Adams goes between his legs. The puck pops up behind the goalie's head as he turns and rolls right down his back and in. How about that for a fantastic goal? Later then, on in the third on power play, Blake Lazat to Adams, who buries the game winner, his team-high 10th goal of the season. Lazat's team-leading 13th assist, and the Force get the comeback victory 3-2 in that one. Matt Murray with 34 saves, and we talked about the power play as well. The Force in that one held Lincoln to 0-6 on the power play. They continue their excellent work on that. So the Force didn't play again then until Thursday, November 10th at Sioux Falls. And the Force come up with a big 6-0 victory, their biggest shutout victory of the season. Matt Murray with 30 saves and goal. That's his second shutout of the season. Goals by Shane McMahon, who was recently acquired by the Force this year. He had a hat trick, in fact. A great pickup there. He's back with the Force. Tufto, Sundberg, and Adams all with goals. And that one, Bradley Johnson had 2 assists. And the Stampede, look at the Force keeping work on the penalty kill. The Stampede 0 of 7 there. As we saw, they're 97% in the USHL tops. All right, so then the next couple of days, they were at Des Moines, Friday, November 11th and Saturday, November 12th. On Friday, the Force fall 3-2. The Force got down 3-0 in that one and couldn't quite claw all the way back. You did have an assist in that one, Evan Bell did. And again, Des Moines did not score any of their goals on the power play there. Force held them to 0-3, even though they outshot them. They lost. And then the next night, though, you guys bounced back. They scored the final 3 goals. The Force did goals by Sundberg. Jack Adams again with his team high and USHL best 13th goal. Tufto also scores again. Ryan Bischel in net for the Force there. Gets his first win of 2016 with 24 saves. And once again, the Force just fantastic on that penalty kill, holding Des Moines to 0 of 6. Tell me about the last 4 games. 3-1, 4 of your last 5. You guys are almost, it seems like you're starting to click right now a little bit.
Yeah, I think everyone's buying into the systems. It's a little hard in the start just because everyone's new to the team, not really knowing what's going on. But once you buy in, it's kind of easy to play with each other.
I know we've talked with some of the guys throughout the season. One of the keys has been getting off to a good start. You were able to bounce back a little bit in these past few games, fell behind, but were able to bounce back. Is that something, though, that the coaches stress, hey, guys, we got to be ready. We got to be ready to start right from the beginning. Don't fall behind 1-0 or 3-0.
Yeah, especially in the beginning of the season when these games are very important, like just showed last year. Came down to the very last game if we were decided we're in playoffs or not. So if you come out strong in the beginning, helps out a lot.
But on the conversely, you guys have shown that you can come back. I mean, it's something that where you have some mental toughness that you've been able to do that, so that's got to be a good sign as well.
Very much so.
All right, let's take a look at the standings then, the updated USHL standings. And with those 4 wins in the last 5 games, look at this. The Force move up to the 4th spot in the USHL's Western Conference with 16 points. Very tight still in the middle, as it's always been. Sioux City and Waterloo got a little bit of a cushion there at 1-2, but the Force above 500 as well with an 8-7 record. When you look at those, Evan, what do you see, and how good does it feel to kind of move up into that 4th spot right now?
It is nice to be in the 4th spot, but it's very close in the standings, so it just shows you got to keep on working.
Let's take a look at now the upcoming schedule for the Force with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up here. It's a little different. On Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th, the Force on the road at Omaha and Waterloo. Omaha, they're just 1 point below you, and Waterloo, they're in 2nd place. Then on the following week, that's Thanksgiving week, you guys will play Wednesday at Shields Arena against Sioux Falls, the last place team, and then you'll be off until Saturday when you'll host Sioux City at Shields Arena. So a little bit of a different week there. And then the following week, you're back with Sioux Falls again at home on December 2nd at Shields Arena, and then on the road the following night at Sioux Falls as well. So 3 games in 4 there against Sioux Falls. The last place team, they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
I would got to think that you guys are thinking, hey, this is not just with Sioux Falls, but overall, this has got to be a good time. We can really make some hay here now.
I believe so, especially against Sioux Falls. They're one of our rivals. We play them a lot, especially they're the team that knocked us out of playoffs last year. So definitely have some a little grudge against them, so it's nice to play them a lot in the beginning of the season.
All right, let's get back to you real quick here before we wrap up the show. You're a Michigan native, but recently committed to Merrimack College in outside of Boston,
Yeah,
right?
North Andover, Boston. It's a very nice place, very small school, and I just felt like I was at home there when I went there. It was perfect for me, I felt like.
And hockey was always a sport for you growing up in Michigan? It wasn't really anything else? It was mostly always hockey since you were little?
Yeah, hockey was the #1 sport. Growing up playing, actually roller hockey was I loved it in the garage, and then it started at ice when I grew up, and I just stuck with it from there.
And even though you're from Michigan, your favorite team is not the Red Wings.
No,
in fact, tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. My dad's kind of grew up from Toronto, outskirts of there, so always just kind of liked it and stuck with that team.
All right, well, best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining this week, and hopefully you keep the streak going here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, that'll do it for this week's edition of the Fargo Force. Remember, you can join us every other week right here on Inform.com.